First of all, welcome to this Math 1413 online class, which is Survey of Mathematics. My name is Dr. Parsuram Bhattatoki, and in this video, I'm going to tell you what you should do in this course, how to start the course. First of all, you have to log in your Blackboard account. I am already inside my Blackboard account, so you should know your login ID and password. And from the Blackboard account, you can choose the class. Here you can see that Survey of Mathematics online course. And after clicking that course, you can see the Start Here page on the left side of your Blackboard account. And then here, this is the information I have written, so you can read the information. Basically, you have to read the syllabus and then proctoring statement. So if you click the link for syllabus here or somewhere here on the left side of this screen, then you can see the syllabus for this course. And now you have to read very carefully this syllabus because it tells you everything about the course. And then again, the course is scheduled as well. You can find inside the syllabus. So the most important thing you have to know for this course is the book. You can see here the book I'm using for this Survey of Mathematics is Math in Society, which is free book. You can find it, this book, PDF version of this book for free. So I'm going to post the book inside this, this Blackboard account here. So you can find out the book over there. So the book is available, and in this course you have to basically do the homework. Each day there will be the video assignment, homework, quizzes, chapter test, and exams. And this is the weight of the different kind of assignment. Like video assignment is 5% of your course grade, homework is 15%, quiz 15%. There will be 6 different chapter tests from each chapter, that will be 6%. And there will be 4 semester exam, 34%. And you can see that exam 1 and 4 are 12% each because they are proctor exam. So you have to take this test at proctoring center. You can go to the testing center at Cameron or Duncan. And exam 2 and 3, they are at home. You can take it at home. So that's 5% each. And finally, the final exam, which would be the comprehensive final exam, it would be 25% of your course grade. So this is how you get your grade, A, B, C, D. And you can always check your grade if you go to the grade book, My Grades here. The class grade here. Here you will be able to see the percentage and again the later grade as well. And that will help you to find out your running grade for the course. So that is the thing. And yes, now today just go to the Start Here, read this material, and don't forget that there is a proctoring statement. You have to fill out this proctoring thing. You all have to fill out this proctoring form. So just click the link given here, and if you click the link given here, you will be able to go to the or just copy and paste this link. Where is that? Copy and paste it. Just open link here. This is the form you'll see. You just have to fill out this form just one time for this semester. If you are taking more than one online class at Cameron, then you just have to fill out just one time for all the classes. And after that, read the syllabus. There is a discussion board on the left side here. If you click it here, you have to post your information here, so post your introduction and the thing you want to say. And after that, there is a course content tab on the left side. Here you can see the course content tab. If you click it here, you can see that there are folders. There will be folders available, and this is the first folder you have to do. You have to click do this first. So today you have to do the syllabus quiz, and then next time maybe the my open math orientation. The my open math means it's very similar to the my math lab, but you don't have to create any account here, and you don't have to pay anything for this my open math. If you click it here, you can see the assignment, the problem set available here, and you just have to learn how to use it. That's why I have given you this my open math orientation assignment. And before trying to do the syllabus quiz, read the syllabus very carefully. And for each quizzes you'll get 45 minutes, so this is timed quiz, so just start it. And there are 10 problems. These questions are from the syllabus, so you have to read the syllabus, and there will be 2 attempts for this quiz. So there is a course content. You have to do this folder first, and from next time you can start the module 1, 2, and there will be 7 different module 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there will be exam folder as well. So module 1 is sampling and collecting data, module 2 is describing data, module 3 is the chapter which is finance, module 4 will be from linear programming, module 5 will be from scheduling, and module 6 will be from probability. So if you check the course schedule here, tab here on the left side, just click it here, and it will tell you which assignment is the due when. So like today is August 19, so today the due for the syllabus quiz. And then due date will be always, the due is always for 11:59 p.m. of that day, except this proctor exam. For the proctor exam, there are 3 proctor exams you have to take in this course: exam 1, exam 4, and final exam. For this proctor exam, you have to contact the testing center, and you have to find out their time when they are open or not. So that is the introduction about the course. And if you have any questions for me, there is a contact faculty tab on the left side. This is my picture you can see here, and this is email address. That's the best way to contact me. You can also call me sometime, and there is a office hours you can see Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday. If you want to visit my physical office, that is in Birds Hall, room 19. You can come to visit my office. And if this physical office hours, if it's not possible to visit my office, then you can also contact me via Zoom. And if you are interested to talk to me via Zoom, then I'm going to provide you the Zoom ID. And for that, just email me. And I'm very excited about this course and this semester. So hopefully you learn so many things and you'll have a good time with me.